All right. The second issue on Syria is you will have also seen reports from numerous people, government, the Syrian government, as well as opposition groups, that I believe yesterday or very recently, Arar al-Sham, a rebel group that you guys have fought with the Russians to keep off of the banned list, to keep them included in the ceasefire, along with al-Nusra fighters, stormed this Alawite village.
Yeah.
How is it that, I mean, they look like they are operating as one and the same, a group that you insist is not a terrorist group and a group that you insist is a terrorist group. How do you explain that? And when, if ever, are you going to tell them that they're in danger of being unincluded in the cessation of hostilities?
There's an awful lot there. Let me try to break this down. First of all, we've seen these reports, and the initial reports are very, very troubling indeed, in terms of the violence that were perpetrated on these families. We don't have a whole lot of specific information about these attacks right now. Obviously, it's reprehensible, unacceptable for any of this kind of violence to occur. Particularly if, as early reports indicate, it was based on religious affiliation. So we're looking into this very, very carefully. Can't say with great specificity at this time who was responsible or who we believe was responsible. Number two, Shar al-Islam is not, as you rightly pointed out, not a designated foreign terrorist organization, and therefore is a party to the cessation. And our expectation of them is the same expectation we have for everybody else who is a party to the cessation, that they will observe it, that they will abide by it. So we're going to look into this, and we're going to see what we know about it, and based on the facts, then we'll deal with it. But we expect all parties to the cessation to abide by it, and we have repeatedly said that. That's why we've got the task force stood up. That's why we've plussed up the resources. That's why we've intensified the effort to be able to better monitor the violence in Syria. But this is obviously, these are very troubling, disturbing reports that were taken very, very seriously. The third part, which you also were getting to, were the potential collusion between a group like al-Nusra and this group. And we've said all along that we've seen some commingling, and we have seen, even to some degree, some troubling cooperation between certain opposition groups and al-Nusra. Again, I'm not specifically talking about this attack because I just don't know enough about it to say that that's what happened here. But our message to the armed opposition with respect to al-Nusra and to any perceived or real cooperation or collusion has been, again, consistent. And we've made it clear that our expectation is that they won't do that.
But have you told them that if they don't stop doing this kind of stuff, that they're going to be excluded and they will become legitimate targets?
Well, we have not. I don't want to get into.
And if you haven't, why haven't you?
I don't want to get into specific conversations or illusions of threats here. We have certainly made clear and done so consistently our expectations for the opposition groups, those that are part of the HNC and the armed opposition. We have made very clear our expectations for their behavior and conduct with respect to the cessation of hostilities. And they have seen with their own eyes what happens when they are near or operating close to al-Nusra, when some of the opposition groups have been have fallen victim to attacks against al-Nusra because of their close proximity. So I think they're very well aware of the risks inherent in operating in or near a group like that. But we've made very clear what our expectations are in terms of their conduct with respect to the cessation.